The Sound of Music from Beehive. Now, this chapter has two parts. One is about Evelyn Glennon and the another one is about Bismillah Khan. But both the topics are related to music. Music is something that has the capability to make us feel refreshed, to soothe our soul, to make us happy. मम्मी की डांट हो या फ्रेंड से लड़ाई, बाहर मौसम ठंडा हो या अंदर से दिमाग गरम, we all have a playlist for all these mood swings. Our mood swings keep on changing, and music is something that is forever. We are just like headphones on and world off sort of people these days, and not these days, this generation, I must say. So here also, in these two lessons, it is just said about music. The presence of music can make a person happy, can change the vibes of a place, and this is the case with Evelyn Glennon also. First part is about Evelyn Glennon, and it begins with the opening line as Evelyn Glennon hears to music without listening to it. Now you'll be like, she's hearing to music without listening? How is that possible? Yes, that is possible in the case of this girl. She was handicapped, she was deaf, and she was not able to listen just like we people. We are normally listening, doing all the activities just like a normal person. But if a person is handicapped, the life changes a bit. Same was the case of this girl also. Evelyn Glennon was a normal girl just like you and me till the age of 8 years. Then what happened afterwards? For that we'll have to study the chapter. We'll come to know in the later on paragraphs that what happened with the girl, that she was born normal just like you and me, and later on she became deaf. So we'll study all these things in the chapter ahead. So as I already told you, the chapter has two parts. Let's begin with the detailed explanation. You people would be loving music. Like whenever you are off, your mood is off, you'll be turning your headphones on, you would be enjoying. This girl, since beginning, she wanted to be a musician. And she made it till there. With her hard work, strong determination, and today she is an inspiration for millions of people, handicapped people even. I must say that deaf children now look up to her and say that if she could do it, why can't I? You people also would be at times thinking that if this girl is able to do, if this girl is able to score this much marks, why can't I? What is the problem? Where is the problem? And then you start working hard sometimes after looking at your friends, after looking at your cousins, and then you start working hard. No, I'll also do it because this person did it. The sound of music. Music has that strong strength within itself that it can make any person happy, and we are going to study about that only ahead. About the opening line, I've already said you, it is written on the beginning. It says that Evelyn Glennon hears to music without even hearing to it. God has given her that sixth sense. We'll move forward the before you read part, and in the before you read part, the first line you will read is said by a person named James Blades, and he says as God may have taken her hearing power, but he has given her something extraordinary. What we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. What does it mean? You would have generally heard of that people who are handicapped, God sometimes gives them a sixth sense. What is the sixth sense? That they can feel the things that we are able to see, we are able to hear. All these things, the handicapped people, they are able to feel, and way better than us. You would have seen handicapped people, blind people, generally walking here and there in metro and in the roads, streets out there. People, we generally do help them in crossing and all, but they are able to do their work themselves also. We are doing all the normal activities being a normal person, but these people are doing all the activities being a handicapped so properly. They are working. You'll be able to see blind people in bank and in different sort of sectors even. So these days people have progressed with their education, they are able to get everything. So here also a person about Evelyn Glennon says that God took her hearing power, but he gifted her with something extraordinary that you and me generally lack of. Because we have all the senses, we are never able to wake up that sixth sense. Next is, read the following extract of a person who fought against a physical disability and made her life a success story. So this girl, she fought against her deafness and she made her life a success story. Evelyn Glennon or Evelyn Elizabeth Glennon was her name. This is the story of this particular girl. So, the beginning line or the first paragraph says that rush hour crowds jostle for position at the underground railway platform. Here, the scene is described about a train platform. Now, everyone out there, once in a life, you would have been to a railway platform. Either it is the normal trains that we have or your metro trains. And if you have been there at the peak hours, like in the morning time or in the office coming time, in the noon time, evening time, you would have seen extreme rush. You will not be able to take the seats, you will not be able to even catch the train if you are not that quick. This is the situation of train platforms. So here the same railway platform is described, that everyone is pushing each other for position, for catching the train, for entering inside, and there is, it's so much mess at that particular place. Everyone was pushing each other roughly. Jostle means pushing each other roughly. So this girl was standing at the railway platform, and the lesson opens up with the same scene. Imagine a railway platform scene in your mind. You people would have been there. So then it begins as a slight girl, you looking younger than 17 years. It means that she was looking a very like thin girl, cute girl of less than 17 years around. She was not complete 17, and she was standing at the railway platform. She was waiting for her train, nervous yet excited. She was nervous because for the first time she was going out all alone, and she was excited because she was going to pursue her dream. Her dream was to be a musician. Yes, she wanted to be a musician, and it was her dream to pursue this course of being a musician, and she was right now going there only. She was nervous, as you people would also be nervous at this particular age. If your parents will say to you that okay, go outside, go to your nanny's house all alone, and I'm not telling that your nanny's house is just beside, if it is to another state, if your nanny's house is in another state, and your parents will say to you simply okay, go to your nanny's house all alone, you'll be very excited. If you love going there, you'll be very excited that oh wow, I'll be able to go all alone, and I'll be able to enjoy there and this and that sort of thing. But on the contrary, you will be a little nervous also, because by the time you would not be knowing the correct way or the actual way, you would not have gone all alone. For that reason you'll be nervous, but on the contrary you'll be excited also. This girl was also feeling nervous because she was going for the first time all alone. She was excited also because she was going to pursue her dream career there. So she was nervous, yet she was excited, both at the same time. Then she was feeling the vibrations of the approaching train. Now train is not something that will come just like so smoothly and surprise you all of a sudden. Whenever the train is about to come, there is honking sound of the horn that is coming from a very long distance, and the vibrations also we are able to feel. When the train is little near, we are able to feel the vibrations, the horn, and everyone comes to know, yeah, the train is there. So she was also able to feel the vibrations of the approaching train coming near. It was her first day at Royal Academy of Music in London, and daunting enough for any teenager. Now she was going to London from Scotland. Scotland is a small town, you can imagine, as in India, a small town, a village sort of place, very basic greenery is there, a very basic place. So she came from Scotland and she was going to London. Now this was a dream sort of place, an institute you can say, for musicians. They wanted to go there, they wanted to pursue their career, and they wanted to be a musician. So it was a dream for all the people who wanted to be musicians. She was also going there to pursue her dream. Daunting enough as in scary enough, or going all alone, and for the first time going to a school for you people would also have been a little difficult, right? When you are changing school or when you're going to school for the first time, the first day is never good. It is sort of weird, you don't know anybody, new teachers, new environment, and we also feel nervous when we are going first time to a place or even to your relative's house also. If you're going for the first time, you will feel nervous at different sort of things. So she was also very nervous. It was feeling scary for her because it was her first day, and she was going to Royal Academy of Music in London from Scotland. Remember this. Fresh from a Scottish farm. Expression is used. This is an expression, and this is used to tell that this girl was from a basic small town. Okay, the question sometimes come like express the expression fresh from a Scottish farm. What does it mean? You can simply say that fresh from a Scottish farm is used as an expression here to tell that Evelyn belonged to the farms of Scotland. She belonged to a very basic place. She belonged to a small town from Scotland, and it was not that busy as in like a city is. Okay, so it is a expression fresh from a Scottish farm. So she belonged to Scotland, therefore it is used as Scottish, as you people belong to India, and it is the expression is used as your Indians. Same way, Scottish is used just because she belonged to Scotland. Aspiring musician, it was a very bigger challenge. Like you people, I just as I used the example, if you're going to a nanny's house for the first time to another state, you will also feel nervous. But here, not that sort of difficulty will be there for you people, because we know everything, we have been to these places with our parents. But for this girl it was more challenging. Why? Because it was challenging for Evelyn Glennon because she was completely deaf. Yes, she was not able to hear anything. That was this situation. That's why the situation was more challenging for this little girl. So this was all about your first paragraph. Now moving to the second paragraph. Second paragraph is all about that Evelyn Glennie's loss of hearing was gradual. It was not all of a sudden that she was going there somewhere and she met with an accident and that's it. No, it was a very gradual process. There was a gradual nerve damage and she kept on concealing it. Concealing it means hiding it from people. She was hiding this her deafness. She was hiding her deafness from people, and she was not telling it to anybody. She thought that okay, it is normal, it might happen with people, and just because of that the problem grew up, and at the age of 11 she was diagnosed that she has gone on completely deaf. The first incident was that while she was waiting for her turn to play piano, her name was called out. She did not respond at all. She was even not knowing that her name is called. She was lost somewhere. Mother thought that okay, just because normally children, they keep on thinking about like sort of activities about their friends or about different sort of things they keep on thinking, and sometimes we also get lost. Our parents would be telling something to us and we are like, we even don't know because we are busy, either busy in our cell phones or we are talking to a friend. Because of our busy brain, we are sometimes not able to remember what our mother said or what our father said because we are busy. Same, the mother thought that girl would be busy in her own sort of activities in her brain, therefore she was not able to hear it or she did not pay attention to it. So mother ignored the first incident. All these things started happening when she was 8 in years. Okay, now further her marks started deteriorating means less. The marks were coming less. She was not performing good in her studies, and this was the major concern of teachers now. Teachers called her mother, headmistress called the mother and said, kindly take your daughter to a specialist and get her checked. Mother did so, and she was diagnosed with a gradual nerve damage. The doctor tested that she had a gradual nerve damage. We have so many nerves in our body here, everywhere. There was some nerve that was damaged, and it was a slow process. If Evelyn would have told in the beginning, this problem might have been cured, but she didn't. Out of shame or out of embarrassment, people who generally wear spectacles or who do have some sort of physical problem, they do feel little hesitation to tell it to their friends, or sometimes you're not able to see the blackboard if you're sitting at the black back bench. That time also some kids feel embarrassment. Oh, if I'll tell to teacher, then what teacher will think about me, what my friends will think about me, they will start mocking at me, they'll make fun of me. And children hide these small sort of things. You must not hide, you must talk to your parents about everything. Everything has a solution, but only if you will talk to your parents. If you're not going to do so, nothing's going to help you out. See the case of Evelyn. She hid her problem from her parents. She did not tell it to anybody, and the consequence, the result was her complete deafness. So always, whenever you find some sort of problem in your life, go to a person, your elder brother, elder sister, your parents, anyone in the house. For sure, there is a solution for each and every problem if you are going to talk. So in case of Evelyn also, she did not talk it to anybody, and the result was her complete deafness. And the doctor suggested that kindly send the girl to a deaf school now, and put her with hearing aid. Put her with hearing aids. Hearing aids, you would have seen a machine is there. People who are not able to hear properly, generally they are putting it on. So it was advised for Evelyn that kindly send her to deaf school, and Evelyn says that everything suddenly turned black for me. Turned black, don't think so that she went on blind also, no. She did not went on blind. The problem was, this is used as a phrase here. Everything looked black means that for Evelyn now future was in darkness. She wanted to be a musician, and music without hearing was quite impossible. Can you people even think of it? Like, if I'm going to play a Punjabi song in front of you and you have never heard of it before, and I'll close your ear, will you be able to listen it? I don't think so. But that's why for this girl, she says that her future was in complete darkness. She wanted to be a musician, and if she'll not be able to listen to music, if she'll not be able to listen what is the pitch, what is the frequency, what is the sound, how will she be able to play? Therefore, she was extremely sad. She was not able to see anything for her future. She was seeing that her future was going into extreme darkness. But Evelyn was a very strong girl. She decided that she is not going to give up. She is not going to give up at any cost. She was very determined. She thought in her brain that no, I will live my life normally. As I was living by now, I will live my life normally. And she started living her life. One day she saw that a girl was playing xylophone. Xylophone is an instrument, the picture is given in your corner section as well. Xylophone is an instrument used to play. There are sort of lines, and you do get two sticks and you can play it. Generally you would have seen it with younger kids. We do give them when they are very young. So it's an instrument where you have 10 to 12 sort of lines there, and you are playing it with that sticks sort of thing, and sound protrudes out from it. So a girl was playing xylophone, and Evelyn Glennie saw it. Evelyn Glennie saw it. She also wanted to play xylophone. All the teachers discouraged her because she was deaf now. She was not able to hear. So they thought that she won't be able to do it. She denied. They denied. Everyone discouraged her that you will not be able to do this work, and they were just demotivating. But there was a teacher named as Ron Forbes. Ron Forbes. Remember this name, it is very important for this lesson. Who helped Evelyn? Ron Forbes. There was a teacher named as Ron Forbes. He identified the potential in this girl, means that he was able to see that this girl has the strength, she will be able to do something. There would be a teacher in your school who will say to you, no, you will be able to do it at times if you have the potential. So here, this teacher, Ron Forbes, he saw Evelyn Glennie and he was like, no, this girl has that charm inside her and she will surely be able to do it. He said to Evelyn, I know you cannot hear. Try to feel it some another way. As for water, you would have heard that water make its own way. If you will close water and even in the four walls, slowly and steadily, it will take time, but it will be able to make its own way to flow outside. Just as in water, he also advised Evelyn, make your own way. I know you cannot hear, but you can feel. Try to sense it some another way. Find out your sixth sense and feel music. He paired two drums. Two drums as in one was bigger one and one was little small. Bigger drum was paired to bigger notes and smaller drum was paired to smaller notes. And he started playing those drums. Slowly and steadily, Evelyn started realizing that she was able to feel the bigger drum from upper body parts and the smaller drum from lower body parts. Clear? She started realizing that she is able to feel the vibrations of bigger drum from upper body and vibrations of smaller drum from lower body. And this was how she stepped into feeling music, sensing music. So here Evelyn was able to make her way. She started sensing the music through her body part, bigger drum from upper body, smaller drum from lower body part. And then she says that by the time I had started learning how to open my body to these sounds and vibrations, and I started sensing all these things through my body parts, and rest was my sheer determination and continuous hard work. She kept on working hard for what she wanted, and everything she was able to achieve in her future was just because of this continuous hard work. So if you're going to hard work in your life, you'll be surely able to achieve whatever you want to. But for that, you will have to do hard work. Nothing can substitute hard work. This lesson gives you the particular lesson only, that if you're going to work hard in your life, you're never going to fail. This was till the third paragraph, and that was the time. And afterwards she never looked back, she never turned back. Whatever she wanted to do, she kept on doing in the field of music. She went to United Kingdom with a group of orchestra group of singers. She traveled to United Kingdom with a group of singers. She performed there. Slowly and steadily, she auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music in London, and she was selected there. She was selected in the Royal Academy of Music in London. She scored highest marks in the history of the academy. And then afterwards, she slowly moved from the orchestral work, group work, to solo performances. Orchestral work is in group of singers is there, and everyone is performing 5, 6, 7, 12, like this people are performing in group. But afterwards, when she learned music nicely, then she moved to solo performances also. Solo performances as in she was handling the stage single-handedly. She was only performing there, and that's why it is said that she moved from orchestral work to solo performances after some time. And by the end of her 3-year course, she had captured almost all of the top awards that were there in the field of music. Most of the top awards she had got just because of her hard work. She was playing music so beautifully, and people were loving her work. And she is so down to earth that she is not ready to accept that she has done something extraordinary. When people praise her that, oh wow, you have done something miraculous, that was something extraordinary, out of the box, she says that no, I have not done something extraordinary. If you are also going to work hard, you will be able to achieve whatever you want in your life. So she is very down to earth, very basic kind of girl, and she believes in if everyone will work hard, everyone will be able to achieve whatever they want to. You can achieve your goals only if you're continuously working hard. So here we came to know that she is not achieving any kind of extra praise for what she has done. Actually, we can understand that she has done something extraordinary. Without hearing, she has mastered almost of the instruments. She is playing music so beautifully. She has mastered around 1,000 of instruments she can play. She's a master percussionist. Percussionist, as in you can say a musician. Percussionist is a person who plays instruments. She has mastered almost around 1,000 instruments. So yes, she has done a work that is out of the box, but she is so down to earth that she is not ready to accept such sort of out of the box achievements and praises. So she says that it is very basic. If you will work hard, you'll also be able to get it. So now in the next paragraph, someone is interviewing Evelyn, and he says that it is so beautiful. It is like fascinating, lovely to see Evelyn performing. It is like pleasure to eyes when you are looking at Evelyn and she is performing, and so effortlessly. You'll not be able to see that she is like working hard for it, or she is struggling without even listening, without even hearing to music. She is so fluently playing it. She is playing the music so nicely that everyone loves to see her work. She says that men with bushy beard give me trouble. Of course, when we are not able to hear someone properly, like these days, you normally online classes are going on. Sometimes there would be problem with your teacher's mic or internet, and you would not be getting the voice properly. Sometimes you will try to read the lip sync also. That okay, what the teacher is trying to say, you can figure out a bit of from there. So for that, she says that when I'm talking to a person who has bushy beard, like whole part is covered with beard, so I'm not able to see the lips part properly. So therefore, I get a little bit trouble at that sort of place. But lips are not the only thing that I'm looking for when I'm talking. It's about the person's eyes, hand, body movement, gestures, facial expressions, everything. You would have generally heard of that eyes are the best part. If you want to actually know what the person is speaking to you, you can just make an eye contact and you'll be able to understand what the person is trying to say. Sometimes, just for an example, when there would be guests at your home and your mother would be smiling at you, sometimes when you're doing some sort of weird activity, your mother would be generally smiling with face, and she would be looking like with eyes at you as if she is going to beat you very badly, believe me. So you can understand what your mother is trying to say just by looking at the eyes and the facial expressions without even her telling to you. You'll be able to understand what she wants to say just by eyes and facial expressions. Same thing Evelyn is also conveying here, that she understands what a person is trying to say just by looking at the facial expressions and these things. Evelyn says that her speech is clear because she was able to hear till the age of 8. She says that because I was born a normal child, in the beginning I was able to hear everything, what are the words, how they are spoken, I know everything about this. Therefore, it is a little easy for me to read the facial expressions and lip sync, and I am easily able to understand. She speaks with a Scottish lilt, as we Indians speak with an Indian accent. Or if you are from UP, if you are from Haryana, Punjabi, you do have your own accent. Even if you will be speaking sometimes in English, your normal tongue language will protrude out. It will come out there because it's a natural accent. So because she was from Scotland, she had that Scottish lilt in her language. So he says that she used to speak with a Scottish lilt, and she said that because by the age of 8 years she was able to hear properly, therefore she is able to understand the words more better. But then the person who was interviewing says that, but this is no reason to say that I don't know how she learned two different languages, French and Master Basic Japanese. Being a deaf child, she learned these two different languages. Being proper, we are not able to learn Sanskrit at times properly. We're not able to learn new languages that easily, but she did it. She was actually an extraordinary girl. We people are not able to hear that properly, Sanskrit and all these languages. She was actually a very brilliant girl at a time. Not was, she is there. Even you can just Google search it out and you'll be able to see her YouTube channel as well. And she has performed in some of the TV shows as well, series, Olympic games. At times she has performed. You'll be able to see all these things about Evelyn. Now, in the further seventh paragraph, she explains that music is something that she can feel through every part of her body. Every part of her body loves music and is able to sense music. She says that music tingles upon my hair, my cheekbones, my skin, my fingertips, my feet, every part of my body. When she is playing on a wooden platform, she removes her shoes and she performs barefoot. Barefoot as in nange pair. Chappal utar kar. She is directly going to wooden platform and she is performing there. Why she is doing so? So that the vibrations may travel directly up to her body through her skin. Direct contact will be there and vibrations will travel up. Everyone out there can feel the vibrations, even me. When you would be standing near that DJ, you can just feel those strong vibrations. Near your cell phone, when it's vibrating, you can feel it. But when you are in contact, if it is far, you will not be able to do so. So she removes her shoes and then she goes to that wooden platform to perform. And by leaning towards the drum, by bending towards the drums, she is able to feel the vibrations of those drums and she is able to feel the music. Like by these ways, she is feeling the music. Okay, so in this paragraph, she has told that she is removing her shoes, she is leaning towards the drum, and then she is able to feel the resonances, means echoes, sound of those vibrations and music. So in this way, she is feeling music and she is playing it so beautifully that everyone loves her work. From this paragraph, an important question from this lesson is also there, that how does Evelyn hear music? So the seventh paragraph will be the answer for this one. She is feeling the music through different body parts. She says that music tingles upon her body, her soul, her fingertips, hair, every part of her body. If she is performing on a wooden platform, she removes her shoes and then she is going to the platform so that the vibrations may travel directly up her feet to her body, and she is leaning towards the drums to just feel the resonances, sound of vibrations, so that she can feel music very beautifully. In the next paragraph, eighth paragraph, it is said that not surprisingly, it's not surprising that everyone loves Evelyn. Everyone loves to see her work. And in 1991, she was awarded with Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Her performance was very nice, and she was awarded with this award in 1991. And then further, the before you read section, the first paragraph is given that master percussionist James Blades said about her that God may have taken her hearing power, but he has given her something extraordinary that we hear, she feels far more deeply than any of us. And this is the sixth sense God has gifted her. This is the extraordinary power God has gifted her that is not given to everyone out there in the world. Okay. Then in the ninth paragraph, it is all talked about that she has also given work in prisons, in hospitals. She's also performing charity work, and she says that she's a workaholic. Workaholic. You would have heard about the word alcoholic, but this here it's not that. It's workaholic. She loves to work. She's addicted to work. She just loves to. She loves her work, and she loves to work. When you will love your work, you will always love to work, and it will not be a burden for you. So Evelyn Hare says that she's a workaholic, she loves to work every time she is willing to work, and she's happy to work even 24 into 7. She says that of course I've got to work little more than the classical musicians because of her disability. Also she has to work little harder, but she says that God has given me more than them. Whatever these people are by that age at that time, God has always given me more because of her hard work. She has been awarded with enormous award, with enormous love from people, and she says that she has got really too much from her audience, from people. The love she is getting is cannot be calculated, is just far beyond explanation. And she gives high priority to classes for young musicians, because if you will treat the young generation properly, they'll be able to learn it more. They'll be able to learn the music far more beautifully, and she pays attention towards the young generation also, who are coming upward and who are learning music now. Anne Ringlin of the Beethoven Fund says that she is a shining inspiration for deaf children. Deaf children look up to her, and they say that if she could do it, we can also do it. She is an inspiration for millions of children out there. Just because of her deafness, today she has achieved so much in her life. Now people look up to her, and they're like, yes, she could, will also. Just because of hard work, she is there. If you will also work hard, you'll also be there. So in the last paragraph, it is all said about that Evelyn has given inspiration to so many handicapped people, and people love her music so much, and she has got double the people of her age. Whatever rest of the musicians are doing, she has got double than them in every sort of sector, whether it is for money, love, any sort of thing, whether it is, she has achieved more than those people. She has brought this percussion, playing of instruments, to the forefront of orchestra. Earlier you would have seen people, those used to play drums and all, they were at backstage, and the person who was singing was standing at front. But because of Evelyn, people loved her work so much that this girl came to the front of stage, and she was performing brilliantly, and people loved her. She brought this percussion, playing of instruments, to the front of stage. People loved to see her. She just did the work marvelously. She was brilliant at her work. The writer is Deborah Cowley, and this was the lesson about this handicapped girl who was deaf, and she was not born deaf. She was a normal child just like you and me. First paragraph is all about that she was going to London, standing on a train platform, and then from the second paragraph the story moves in the flashback, and it is all said that how she went on deaf. By the age of 8 years, she started getting problem in her nerve, and then slowly and steadily by the age of 11 years she was completely deaf. Then it is said about Ron Forbes. He helped her, and he identified the potential in her. Because of her, she started sensing the music through her body parts, and then rest story is all about her. So work hard, and you will be able to achieve your goals. Next video will be on The Sound of Music, second part, that is about Bismillah Khan. It is also a very nice story. Hope you people will stay tuned. Like button. If you like the video, do subscribe the channel and hit the like button.